Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Salzy here, bringing you guys a video about my Trickstar deck profile for post Savage Strike with Carolbine coming out in the TCG. This is very important. This card is very strong. It allows your Trickstars to get over big monsters, and this is just big. This is what took Trickstars to be one of the strongest decks in the OCG when it first came out. I think it was a V-Jump promo, and that's why we didn't get it until now. This card is very strong. I see Trickstars as being a very strong tier 1.5 deck after this card comes out. And there's obviously a ban list coming soon. So if this deck doesn't get hit, I don't expect this deck to get hit at all. So maybe Terraforming to 1, maybe Scapegoat to 1, maybe like that. But there's no way Trickstars are getting hit after they didn't get hit for 2 or 3 months or 6 months or whatever months it was, really good in the format. So Carabine, if you don't know what it does, it says if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Trickstar monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And during the damage step, if you control a Trickstar monster, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Your monster gains attack equal to the original attack until the end of this turn. So this card is basically an honest for the Trickstar deck, and this just makes the deck much stronger. Like, this is just really good, just because this deck couldn't get over big monsters. Like, there were so many memes like A equip B, can't get over this you can't get over that monster, it's just GG. But now that we have Curabine, this card or this deck, however, is just really strong. So let's get on with the deck profile. We played 3 Ash Blossoms, obviously the most generic hand trap. Droll, because this is pretty much a Trickstar card. It just shuts down your opponent with the Reincarnation Droll combo. It's just really strong. It's no reason not to play this card. Then we played 3 Candinas. This card is the Searcher card. Really good. 2 Carabine. Now, yeah, this card is very strong, but it is searchable by Light Stage and Candina, and you can draw it with Indulgence or during your, draw phase. So you don't really need 2. It just gets Berkey at 3. So Carabine is very strong, but it is searchable, so you only really need 2. 1 Lilybell, very strong. It allows a lot of OTKs and just puts a lot of damage on board with adding back, Lycoris from your graveyard to your hand, spell summon it, do a lot of crazy shenanigans. You don't have the firewall combo again. It's just not a thing anymore. So it's a little bit worse, but it's still a very strong card for getting out damage. Then we play 3 Lycoris, very strong for getting out damage. And it's just a really strong going first card just to get out a lot of damage so you can OTK your opponent hopefully next turn or the following turn. So really good. Then we play the new pot card, which is Pot of Indulgence. This card is going to be very strong. Just drawing 2 is really good. I was thinking about playing Desires as well as Indulgence, but it's just not a lot of space, and Indulgence is better because you don't have to banish your main deck monsters. Instead, you can banish your extra deck monsters, which are not that important. Your extra deck, well, yeah, your extra deck is just pretty much irrelevant besides like scapegoats. So instead of banishing your main deck monsters, you can banish your extra deck monsters. So Indulgence is a really strong card, but the downside is that you do have to, activate it during the main phase 1 in the beginning. So it's not that strong. I'm thinking of playing Called by the Grave, but there's not a lot of space in this deck. Obviously, I do play the Solemns, which is, I'll get into that in a bit. But Indulgence is really strong. It's just the replacement of Desire, so you don't banish any of like your 1 Lilybell, your 2 Carabines, so really good. Then we play 2 Scapegoats. This card is obviously really strong in this deck. Just make Borreload, a Borrel Sword, going to Nightmares, going to Saryuja, Bomber, any link 4 you want, you can make. You make any link shenanigans, get rid of a lot of spell and trap cards, any face-up monsters, or any card in the field and spend it with Unicorn. Scapegoat is just really good. Then we play 2 Terraformings. This card is just really good to search your Light Stage, which is a very strong card. It adds Trickstar monsters from your deck to your hand when it's activated. So it's a very strong card. And you can lock down a spell trap card your opponent has set. And if they don't activate it, it leaves the field at the end phase. So this card is very strong. Then we play, for our traps, 3 Heavy Storm Duster. This card is really, really strong at getting rid of back row, obviously. And you can set it with the Trap Trick. So Trap Trick just searches this card and just gets rid of back row. Obviously, you don't want to get hit with like Widow Anchors and like Protocol and all that type of stuff, like Solemns. You don't want to end up getting hit by that. So Heavy Storm Duster is really, really good. Low key, like back row is really strong against this deck. So you want to have Heavy Storm Duster in your deck. I mean, you do have Light Stage, but then again, Light Stage only hits 1 card, while, you know, Heavy Storm Duster gets rid of 2. Why not play both? Then we play 3 copies of Impermanence. Impermanence is a really good card. Obviously, it's one of the best hand traps. Don't really have to say much about that. Then we play 3 Solemn Strike. Obviously, a very strong and powerful trap. A lot of people don't expect this. Pendulums is a very hard matchup for this deck, so striking their Pendulum Summon is just really good, or striking their Electromite. So Solemn Strike is just very, very strong. Then we play 3 Trap Tricks. Obviously, this search the Reincarnation if you don't have it, or the Heavy Storm Duster. You can also search your Impermanence, but Trap Tricks is just very, very good at getting the important card in your deck, which is Reincarnation. Reincarnation, obviously, it's really, really good for getting rid of search cards. Like if they search off of Engage, you can banish like all of their cards. If you have draw, obviously you can draw Reincarnation. They have no cards in hand. You pretty much win. So Trickstar Reincarnation is just really, really good. And people forget the banish effect, which is also very important for getting out like Lycoris back from your graveyard to your field, or Lilybell, or Carabont now. So that is really good for getting out damage. Reincarnation is just really, really strong. Then for your extra deck, you have Boral Load, Boral Sword, Nightmares, you know, Link Spider, Link Karibo, Saryuja, Space Insulator, Top Logic, Bomber Dragon. These are just really generic. Just all the good Link monsters and just monsters to summon off a Scapegoat. Just really, really good. And then for our extra deck, I mean, well, not extra deck, but side deck, you play Artifact Lancia. Well, not Lancia. Oh my god. Lancia. Artifact Scythe. You can play Lancia if you want for stuff like Evenly Matched, but it's not that good against this deck. It does hit the trap cards like Solemn and Impermanence or Heavy Storm Duster. It's not that good. But, you know, Scythe is your important one. If you do want to play Scythe, however, you can take out the Inspector Borders. But I think Inspector Border is just really, really good in this deck. Pinkertops is just the best going second card. If there's any going second card you want to play, Pinkertops is the one. It gets rid of pretty much 2 cards. You can attack over 1 and then pop another card with its effect, so it's very, very strong. And the problem with this deck was getting over a lot of really strong monsters, so Pinkertops is just really, really good. It also helps, you know, with Carabine, as I said before. So Pinkertops is just really, really strong. Then we play 2 Inspector Border. Obviously, this card just beats the Thunder Dragon matchup in the Danger matchup. So Thunder Dragon Dangers are one of the stronger decks in the game. It really kicked out Sky Strikers out of the meta. They had a few tops, but, you know, Thunder Dragon Dangers just took it by storm. And, you know, Inspector Border is just really, really strong. I'm thinking about playing 3 over one of the Mind Controls because Inspector Border is just so good. So Inspector Border, you probably need to play this at 3, maybe 2, but I'm thinking about playing, you know, 3 because this card is just really, really strong against that matchup. Depends on the ban list, however. So we play 3 Mind Controls, obviously, for the Thunder Dragon matchup. Most importantly, you can also play this against other going first decks to bait out negates or just to steal things for link fodder. So Mind Control is just really, really good. Artifact Sanctum, obviously, to get out the Scythe. You can play Artifact Lancia, as I said before. You can play Moral Attack as well. I've seen a lot of people play that as well. And, you know, Trap Tricks can search, you know, Sanctum, so that's really, really good. And if you do happen to draw the Scythe, you can also hit it with the Heavy Storm Duster. So it's not that bad if you draw it, if you have Heavy Storm Duster, but you kind of have to take it. You know, you take the bullet, you know. And then we play the 3 copies of Evenly Matched. This card is one of the best, if not the best, going second card in the game. Banishing pretty much all of your opponent's cards is just really, really strong. It's also searchable by, you know, Trap Tricks. If this is your only card set, you know, Trap Tricks, banish Evenly Matched, set it Evenly Matched, and then evenly match your opponent. So that's also really good, I heard. So evenly matched is just really, really strong. So hopefully you guys enjoy this deck profile. I think this is going to be one of the best decks moving into the next ban list. Probably not until we get a ban list, because, you know, there's a lot of really strong decks like Sky Strikers. There's a lot of strong decks like Thunder Dragon, Dangerous, which is like, it just hurts this deck entirely. And then we have the Altergeist deck, which is also really hard if you don't go first, because if they go first, they go Multi-Faker, they go Heavy Storm Dust to your back row, and just all of the other stuff. It's just very, very hard for this deck to, you know, prevail. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace.